People aren't safe in their own homes anymore. And this is Australia, for God's sake. Crime is crime, fix it. Powerful words, not mine, but a man summing up the fear about youth crime that's felt right around the country. Today, it was Brisbane.
It's the victims. When do we want it?
Now! Enough is enough!
We are sick to death of it, these little buggers getting off and ruining the lives of good, decent people. Do something.
Do something now.
Yeah.
Can I ask you how angry you are today?
Very angry.
Voice for me. I'm a victim. Voice for me.
You're a victim of crime?
Yes, they broke into my house. They broke into my house, come into my yard, destroyed my plants, destroyed my statues for no reason, stole my mother's jewellery, stole my jewellery that I've had for 40 years that can't be replaced, right? I am a victim.
Firstly, I was attacked and held hostage by knife point for 4 hours. In the last 2 years, I've had my garage robbed. I saw a guy hold up a woman with a knife. I had a guy jump over my unit fence. This is all happened in Alderley in Brisbane. I've been there for 45 years and I love the suburb, but it's just going to pack.
Queensland is now regarded as the crime capital of Australia. Last year, almost 200,000 Queenslanders became victims of crime. Many of them are here today, marching on Parliament, angry because they say the politicians have failed to manage the problem.
We want change! We want change! We want change!
I get a little bit thingy about it. I get, brings tears to my eyes. I've never done this before. We have never marched like any in this before. Never. Even when the Vietnam, anything, nothing. But this is enough for us. We are here.
You're afraid?
I'm afraid. Yeah, someone comes into my courtyard at 1:30 in the afternoon, jumps over a 6-foot-high fence, running from the police. This was only in May this year.
We've travelled 4 hours to be here.
Right, where are you folks from?
Maryborough. Aileen's friend was in one of the crashes. And been to the funeral, and now we're here.
Yeah.
Enough. Enough is enough.
The friend was one of 3 women killed in a horror crash in April. A 13-year-old boy in an allegedly stolen car has been charged with 3 counts of dangerous driving, causing their deaths.
And get rid of the whole Olympics idea, Anastasia. Put your hand in your pocket, build a decent detention centre and start dealing with this.
Yes. We don't care what gender, what age, what nationality, what religion, what race. Fix it. Crime is crime. People aren't safe in their own homes anymore. This is Australia. God's sake.
Ben, you've organised this rally. What are you hoping to achieve?
We're hoping that victims get a say. We have for too long been the forgotten piece in this puzzle, and we want to really sit at the table.
Ben Cannon became a victim of crime when he went to help his neighbour.
I was involved in a violent home invasion, helping my neighbours, Toto Kefu and his family, and it's taken some healing to get where we are now.
Yes, and I saw one criminologist said we're living in a state of lawlessness. Do you believe it's that bad?
I definitely believe that we're certainly well and truly on our way. The numbers aren't going down, they're going up. And the real thing is that the volume of violent crimes is increasing. And that's the fear. More people will die. That's the biggest fear.
One of those killed, Mum Emma Lovell, allegedly stabbed by 2 17-year-old boys in a home invasion on Boxing Day. Emma's husband Lee attended today's rally. Are you angry that it seems like it's all talk and no action?
Yeah, I think they just tell the public what they want to hear and not really following through on a lot of things, really. So, you know, the inaction from the government and how things could have been differently if rules were different, so...
Yeah. Not good enough?
No, should never have happened.
That we as a community will no longer stand and tolerate the pain, the misery and the anguish that these crimes continue to scourge our communities with.
What we now experience is that we virtually lock ourselves in our homes.
These retirees came from the Gold Coast to take part in the rally.
The Premier stands up and says things like, we've got the toughest laws in Australia. Well, they might be tough, but they're not working. Can't she see that? They're not working.
Out with
Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk was a no-show at the rally, but Police Commissioner Katarina Carroll did turn up and spoke to victims. What was your reaction to today's rally?
So I think in a way it's excellent. I love people getting together and having the discussion.
We've had 5 cars stolen and 2 attempted house break-ins.
Samantha brought her daughter Indy to the rally. Do you feel less safe than you did a few years ago?
Oh, definitely. Like, my dad used to have doors open, like every single door, mowing the lawn, going in and out the back. Now everything's locked, everything's shut up because we don't want someone to come to our home.
They all speak highly of the police. They're not by any means blaming the police for the state of affairs, but what do you think should be done? What can we do to make it better?
I think that we need to revisit what we're currently doing. We know a number of our programs that have been assessed and evaluated are exceptional. So we need to maintain those programs. But we also need to look at what else is out there. What else is out there that we know, that we control and that we also know works. And even if it doesn't, let's give it a go.
This afternoon, Queensland Police announced a new police task force will be deployed to problem areas. Ben Cannon met privately with government ministers and says he's asked for them to form a working party, including victims of crime, to look at the issue within the next 10 days.
I'd like to look forward to a day where we're seen as the Sunshine State again, as opposed to the serial repeat offender state. Barbecue chat should not be about crime, and certainly not in Queensland.
Look, people are scared and feel powerless. You can see that, and they want politicians to understand. Yet the Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk was just metres from that rally, inside Parliament House. I mean, at least have the guts to front them, Premier. Say, we hear you. The Police Commissioner did that, and good on her for doing that. This too comes after the Premier said back in May, quote, "No one is going to stop youth crime." I mean, with that attitude, you won't.